As October comes to an end, I really wanted to make a video that was some type of October Halloween inspired, so I'm combining one of my favorite games with one of my all-time favorite cartoons, thus bringing you this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It was a fun process. This is so not my face, but it looks cool. Happy Halloween! Anyways, so the first character up is Daphne, and I'm doing her as Reina, of course. I start out with the lasso tool, and select all of Daphne so I can block her out. I didn't really know how I was going to approach this at first. I decided that I was just gonna kind of just redraw them in my own style-ish, sketchy style-ish / Scooby Doo style-ish. And just go from there and see how it turns out in the end. So if you don't know, Reina from Valorant is a duelist. She's from Mexico and she's just straight savage, okay? She reminds me of, you know, in the Scooby Doo live action, how Daphne does her little karate moves or whatever. She's a black belt, right? She's a black belt in something, jujitsu or karate. I'm pretty sure it's karate. Yeah, and I also just felt like Reina's hair worked. Like, I just saw the vision because Reina's hair is like all the way slicked back, you know? And so I just saw it would be cute with the headband. So then I went about trying to get a similar pose. I didn't feel like the face expression really fit Reina's personality, but it just kind of worked, I guess. I took Daphne's dress and took the sleeves off because I feel like one of Reina's key things is her little arm tattoo thing, because she takes the souls of people and it gives her life. I feel like in order to really make it Reina and be recognizable, or I guess a little recognizable, at least without color, she for sure needs to have that tattoo. Because I think the other recognizable thing is her pink eyes and her pink hair is ombre, pink purplish hair. Then I copy the eye and flip it over because I'm lazy and digital art has cheats. Let's go. Do the same with the eyebrow. Just saves time, honestly. We're just trying to save time where we can. Let's be real here. But then you'll also see that I completely flip my drawing here, and I feel like this is really important. This allows you to see off proportion sometimes that you don't see when you're just staring at the same exact thing the whole time. Then going into color, I take the lasso tool again and select all the area that I want to be colored, and I drop in a base neutral skin tone for Reina that will allow me to add highlights and shadows to. Then I do the same thing with the hair. I just select most of the hair and then drop in her primary hair color. And I stayed away from the hairline because her hair is slicked back, so I needed to make sure I didn't want it to be a straight edge hairline, like she has a fade or something, because this is definitely not what's going on. But so I could kind of blend up the front hairline edges. And then I took a softer airbrushy type of brush and blended from the bottom up to give her little ombre effect. Did the same thing while adding the darks in her hair and to give it a little more depth, even though it's more of a sketchy drawing. Then I go in and I select her dress, and I just copied over Daphne's color, but I'm pretty sure I just made it a little bit more saturated because it was looking a little dull on my tablet, and I wanted the final piece to be just a little more saturated. I like my colors saturated. And same thing for this little scarf thing here. Then I kind of copied the way the shadowing is, so I guess they basically have the same light source. So I figure if I just do it that way, then at the end, it'll all look cohesive, even if I failed this project here. So I shade some of her skin, or not some of it, but all of it, in kind of the same area that Daphne is shaded. implying that they have the same light source. I use a soft brush and give her her darker purple pinkish lip. And her pink eyes, I decided to leave out like pupils or any details to kind of keep it similar to the style that Daphne is in this photo. You know, something that's like plain and not too detailed, but obviously with a sketchy touch. And then I filled in her tattoo because it actually is like all filled in dark, but I didn't want to do that on the sketch layer. And then I kind of went through and just added, I'm not even gonna lie, just random pink outline because it just felt boring and dull and I wanted it to be a little oomph. And that's all that is right there. That's it. Yep. It's random. Sometimes it just makes things look good. And on to the next. Of course, we are doing Fred. Good old Fred. Using the good old lasso tool to lasso in Fred, his handsome self. And make him nice and big there. Of course, I had to pick Chamber. No, just kidding. Not of course. I was actually... Man, there's another character if you don't know. His name is Soa. He is the blonde. However, Chamber wears almost the same thing, but like a little more modernized, I guess you could say. So I had to use Chamber for this one. It just made sense. Also, I'm really bad at drawing guys. I definitely could use the practice, but don't want the practice because drawing guys is just not fun. It's just boring. I don't know. So I went to Google something about him, so I have something to say about him, and I just learned something that I also didn't even know. But anyways, so Chamber, I knew he was French. Chamber's French, okay? But he is a weapons designer. Now it all makes sense. But I didn't know that. So I guess his little sniper that he has and he has like a deagle type of thing. Those are his designs. Wow, the more you know. Also, I'd like to state I have barely played Chamber. I don't know how long I've been playing this game, but I guess he's just not my style, you know? But he looks good, So now we're on to the color. Same process that I did with Reina. Selected all of him and dropped in a base skin tone as close to his as I could get. Did the same with the shirt. Filled the shirt in with more of like a gray. So, I mean, the shirt is white, but you can't just drop in white, right? Because it's just a rule. And then I basically just gave him Fred's shirt because I needed him to look more like Fred, but still look like Chamber. And I believe Chamber's most distinctive feature is kind of his whole face going on with the glasses, and he has like these gold pieces on the side of his head with his fancy I'm so cool hair. So I thought the only way to give him Fred vibes is to literally give him Fred's shirt, and that is what happened. If you play Valorant, this one should be the most obvious. I feel like Velma, of course, is Killjoy. They literally are the same vibe, like 100%. It was actually hard trying to fuse them. So, and if you don't play, Killjoy is the same. Oh, this is me trying to figure out how to draw this beanie from like a very front position. It was really hard. I don't think I've ever actually drawn one, so a random giant question mark. But Killjoy and Velma give off the same very much bookworm type of vibes. They're both quote nerdy, okay? Take that how you will, I guess. But Killjoy is very into her robots and her tech, and they both wear glasses, and the Killjoy's actual like pose in the art is her arms folded just like this. This is just the cute nerdy girl I wear glasses pose. Just fold your arms so you look closed off, I guess. I don't know. But here, I honestly don't think I did a very good job making them kind of fuse or making Killjoy look like she's wearing a Velma costume, because I definitely should have just put Velma's shirt on and kept the beanie. But instead, I sketched out her jacket as normal, and I decided it was going to be more of a play on colors. So a little bit about Killjoy. If you don't know, she is from Germany and she creates inventions. So she has a lot of little tech things that she created. Like her little robot and her nanoswarm things. Those are all her inventions. So here you'll see me finishing up the sketch, and I was trying to look at the face expressions of the other sketches I did. I started to realize I wasn't making them exactly like the original Scooby Doo gang photo. So I was like, oh, I don't want to make them all look too similar. I was keeping them very, I don't know, boring. Maybe boring is the wrong word. I'm just very flat. It wasn't anything extra. And then keeping her circle glasses. I don't think that would have made that much of a difference. So I think the key thing was Killjoy could have definitely just pulled off the turtleneck shirt that Velma was wearing. It would have just went fine. But I did like her jacket. It's cute. Now we're on to the color. Same process. Drop in base skin tone. Drop in base color for the beanie and for the hair. I decided to change Killjoy's jacket color to orange since it is originally yellow to make her look more like Velma because she doesn't really look like Velma here. I also gave her those little freckles that Velma has to make her look more Velma costume, but I could say that this one was my favorite, I believe. I think I like the drawing itself the best. However, it was definitely a fail because to me, it just doesn't feel like Velma, right? But I don't know. I didn't just want to throw the turtleneck on. I think I was trying to experiment with fusing and then I just totally failed. It just didn't happen. But yeah, and then I go in and I almost forgot that little pink detail on her beanie. Trying to add some shadowing in here to give the drawing a little more depth. And I also add that random pop of color kind of on the outline just to give it more of a fun cartoony vibe. And yeah. And for this next one, we have Shaggy. Shaggy and Scooby are probably my favorite characters. I feel like that's a lot of people's favorite character from the Scooby Doo gang is Shaggy and Scooby. They carry the show. Let's be real here. If you don't have love for Shaggy and Scooby, then what are you watching the show for? So I chose to make Gecko as Shaggy. Gecko is Valorant's one of newer characters. I don't really have any deeper meaning to it other than they kind of give the closest vibe out of all the other options that I have from the Valorant characters. So I just feel like they could kind of fit the vibe the best. Also, there's another reason, but I can't say yet. So as normal, I hate this drawing. This is my least favorite one for sure. I'm really bad at drawing guys. Like I said, I need practice, but don't want to practice. I feel like just girls in the outfits I don't know, this is so much more fun. But I tried my best. I pretty much kept Gecko's outfit mostly the same. It is a little bit different, but not big details. And I tried to give the color of the shirt more the same of how Shaggy's is, so they kind of give the same vibe. And I kept the same facial expression as well. Yeah, I think this one came out awful. Not even gonna lie. I hate it. It is the worst one in the group, but good thing I'm gonna put him in the back because he's just not the star of the show. Okay, I feel like the coloring for this one went by super fast, and I originally planned to just color the whole entire shirt the same color as Shaggy's, but since Gecko already had green, I thought, okay, I'll just use the same green from Shaggy's shirt, keep the purple and the extra stuff. Alright, so we have done Daphne, Fred, Velma, and Shaggy. But what we don't know is who am I gonna do for Scooby Doo? I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to guess and let me know in the comments if you got this right. It is none other than Wingman himself! you don't know who Wingman is, this is a good clip to show you. Wingman is like Gecko's little minion. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and or share. I appreciate it so much, and happy Halloween!